Hey YouTubers, Jade here, and I went and saw the World of Warcraft movie this weekend with my family, at least most of my family, and so this is my inspired picture from the movie. This is Thrall, the Orc chieftain. He's only in the movie as a little kid, but I decided to draw him as an adult here with the ever popular or cool Doom hammer. So one of my commenters I was talking to from my last video said that she would like it a little bit more if I would actually do some of the pencil work. Now, when I originally did the first sketch that you see me lay down on my light board, I was upstairs and not in my studio. And about halfway through it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. I should probably go down and video the whole thing. So I got a lot of the pencil work in here, but not all of it. I'll do better on that in later videos if you guys are really interested in seeing the pencil work. I personally like the coloring a little bit more because that's what I'm learning in public with. So I like to see myself do that kind of stuff. But if you really like the penciling, it's no big deal. I could always throw that in there. I think I'll do that, maybe 50% of the time I'll do the pencils along with the line work and the coloring, if there's an interest in it. Just let me know in the comments and I'll do that. Yeah, so one of the things about Warcraft that I was noticing in the movie, which I thought was really interesting, is how family oriented the orcs were, and the humans were like a little more standoffish about their relationships. Like the main character and his son were, he was worried about him all the time, but it seemed like he had a hard time showing that emotional connection to him. Where the orcs, on the other hand, would basically gank each other if they thought they were messing with their tribe and their family. It's all about the tribe, all about the family. For most of the orcs in it, there's bad guys, of course, but it was pretty good movie and pretty interesting on how they decided to portray him. But when I'm doing the inking right here for the outlines, I'm using Prismacolor fine liners. This one is a .08, so it's the biggest one I have, unless I decide to go to like a brush pen or a bullet nib. So, and then that's just like a regular white eraser that I use to erase all the pencil lines. These are Spectrum Noirs right here, the cheaper alcohol-based markers that I have, but I like the reds. I think they're very vivid. And I don't have a whole bunch of reds for my copics, so that's why I was laying down the reds with these guys. I think I go in later with lipstick red, and that's a darker red. That's like a 39, or I think that's what it is. I didn't really make a list, so I'll get better on that and tell you exactly what the pen numbers are that I'm using, if you guys want me to. I do like all the red that the Horde has on. It really makes the image pop, because it's like muted greens for their skin and a lot of tans and blues going on in the background. So the red really lifts stuff off the page. And the Horde symbol's red too. You see, I drew that on Doom hammer there. I actually had to look it up because I drew it originally from memory and it wasn't as wasn't as accurate. And since the movie came out, I really wanted to have the symbol be correct. Plus, it's on my wife's a lot of her t-shirts. She has a lot of Horde t-shirts, so be kind of goofy. That'd be the first thing that she'd point out to me that I got that wrong. And my whole family, they all, when they play Warcraft, with like the exception of maybe 2 or 3 characters, 2 or 3 tunes, they almost always play Horde. I think my wife has she has a couple of gnomes that are Alliance, and besides that, I think everything else she plays is Horde. She likes, I guess, the tough, or the bad guys. I guess not really bad guys, the more elemental characters, And I didn't really play Warcraft very long. I like the game, but it just takes up so much of your time. You can get drug into it, which, you know, if you have the time, I guess that's a lot of fun. I like to spend most of my time drawing, so that's why I haven't played Warcraft in a long time. When I did play, yeah, I could never come up with a good name for my characters, right? I think the one I played the most was Death Knight Tauren. Those are the guys that are kind of like cows or bulls. And the best name I could come up with is Death by Moo or Death Burger. So what I'm doing right now is I'm layering in darker colors. You saw that with my copics, and layer in lighter colors over them and then try to blend them in. And then go back over them with darker colors and then go over the top of those again with lighter, different shades and tones. I'm trying to bring out the muscular features and some of the textures of the orc skin, of Thrall skin here. Yeah, one thing I started doing too, if you notice in this, and also on the gray part of the hammers, I was doing stippling, so those are like a lot of little dots. To try to give it a different type of texture, you know, something that would be more like pitted, like it was worked metal. You can see in like the brown parts of the hammer, I didn't do that. I just did like the leather strapping in the wood. My twin touch markers right there. I'm filling in his hair, and I didn't use a black. I'm just using a very dark gray. I think it's number 8, and it's because I wanted to use black in other parts of it, and I didn't want the hair to like absorb suck all the darkness into it. So that's why I did blue, like a dark blue first, and then those dark grays. Now this is where I'm putting in the black. And this is like ultra black is what I was doing in there, which is like number 120. Blending in the different browns for the shadowing. It's one of my big fat copic, and they're called copic wide markers. And I got a couple of those. I got like the sketch and then the wides. You know, I'd use the sketch for the smaller details and the wides for the bigger areas. I really like those wide markers. You can get a pretty good detailed line if you use them like straight up, like a razor knife. Yeah, I didn't want to color the entire thing, so I put like that the border right there, but did it kind of rough. You know, I didn't use a ruler because orcs are kind of rough creatures. I want to kind of reflect that in the background. Then the highlights with oranges, and then some of the darker colors for the shadows with that red. Oh, there's purples. I really like these alcohol markers. They blend in so nice. And this is where I'm working grays over the top of it to help pop some of the shadows in a little bit more, and kind of mute down the brighter colors with the greens and everything. White highlights, that's a Prismacolor color pencil. I use that, and I use the white one quite a bit for the highlights, and then I also bring in some dark greens for the orc skin, for Thrall skin. There we go. With the greens with the shadows. Yeah, I've had man, most of the color pencils I'm using I've had for a very long time. I picked them up after seeing an artist named Mark Ferrari do amazing work with them. If you guys want to see just the most badass color pencil illustrations, you should check out his stuff. This is a white gel pen I'm doing to do the outline, to, like I said, pop them off the page a little bit, and then drawn in all the like the scribbly lightning to give it a little bit more more effective a sense of movement. I didn't like all the highlights that the color pencil did, so that's why I was kind of reworking them with the gel pen. Anyways, this is just about over, so please comment if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll reply to all the comments you guys make, and if you want to subscribe or like this video, please do that. Thank you. Bye-bye.